this up the chapter overview, and once you're done, then we'll move on to the rest of the topics. Okay, everybody, once you're done, please drop in a message as well. If it is already written, like yesterday, if it is already written, then we'll proceed with. Please drop in a message like if this part is already done from your end. Okay, good. Okay, everybody has completed that, I guess. All right, fine. So the chapter overview part is done. Now we'll go. See, there are different parts, as in the introduction. We'll see to that in each and every topic in the upcoming slides. So the intro part, let's see what exactly that means. Okay, in the intro part, it is said, what is exactly a branch? It is any establishment carrying on either the same or substantially the same activity as that of the head office. Okay, so this is the point that we actually have to be careful about. All right, they are carrying out either the same or exactly the same as that of the head office. So the major point to note is here we will definitely be having an entity called as the head office. Okay, and the same activities of the head office will be done by the branch. All right, students. So this is what exactly we mean by branches. Okay, so students, kindly take this up. Okay, the intro part, kindly take this up, and once you're done, please drop in a message. Okay, everybody. Once you're done, please drop in a message. Okay, everybody, once you're done, please drop in a message. Okay, good. I'm just waiting for others also to give a message. Good. All right. So now I guess we can move on to the next topic. All right. So listen. This is again the continuation of introduction part. So the branches we can actually divide it into two major categories. One is inland branch and the other one is foreign branch. Inside the inland branch, we have two categories again. One is dependent branch and independent branch. So listen, the two major categories are one within India and the other one outside India. Okay, why we are making this kind of a classification as being is because if it is a foreign branch that we are dealing with, we'll have foreign currency conversions taking place. Okay, so that is a major reason why we classify the branches on the basis of the location. Okay, so if it is a foreign branch, we definitely have to do a currency conversion, because a foreign branch, it will be either in dollar, yen, euro, and the country, based on the country in which it is located. So that currency, you will have to convert it to the Indian rupees. Okay, and only then you will be able to get a holistic picture of the company as such. Okay, so that is the reason why we are classifying branches on the basis of location as inland and foreign branches. And inland branch, again, we classify that as dependent and independent branch. Okay, dependent branch as in, their activities will be wholly linked to the major, or rather the head office. All right, the dependent branch meaning their activities will be mostly linked to the head office. All right, so that is the major point to be noted here. Okay, students, so we'll discuss about each and every point in depth, in the upcoming slides. Now that just have a basic idea of what are the different types, the different ways in which we can classify classify the branches. Okay, so students, please take this down. And once you're done, please drop in a message as well. Everybody, there's the basic classification of branches. Okay, good. I just want everybody to complete this. Okay. All right, students. Now let's move on to the next. I guess everybody has completed, right? Okay. So now let's move on to the next, which is nothing but the distinction between departmental accounts and branches. Now that you have learned departmental accounts, it becomes, you will be in a better fashion to identify the difference between the two. What exactly do we mean by departmental accounts and what exactly do we mean by branch accounts? So listen here. The branch accounts, they can be maintained either at branch or head office. Okay, both ways it is possible. The accounts can be kept either at the branch or head office. Either way, it is fine. All right. Whereas in the case of departmental accounts, they are maintained at one place only. So what you have to notice, like, see, in the case of departmental accounts, there is one company. Okay, so inside that company we will have different departments, as in inside one location we will have different departments, like we'll have purchase department, we'll have sales department, and many other departments. Okay, so it is inside that single company that we are having this like the different departments held. Whereas that is not the case with branch. One location will have the head office, another location will have the branch, and another location will have different branches. Okay, that is the whole point about it. So the branch accounts, they can either be maintained at the head office or at the respective branch locations also. No issues wherever we maintain that. But in the case of departmental accounts, mostly the accounts will be maintained in the major company only. All right, and then the next problem is, see, in the branch there is no allocation issues because we can separately or we can clearly identify how much is the expense or income which is relating to a branch, because a branch is situated in Tamil Nadu. It will have its own expenses and income over there. Okay, so there is no issue of allocation of expenses happening. Whereas in the case of departmental accounts, we have the issue of allocating the or rather apportioning the common expenses, because see, for the one single building we'll be paying a rent of say 1 lakh, and this 1 lakh you will have to separate it between the different departments involved, like purchase department, sales department, HR department, and things of that kind. Okay, so that is the reason why we will have to we have a situation of apportionment of major expenses. All right, whereas in the case of branch accounts we don't have such an issue held up. All right, but then there is another issue coming up, because we will have something called as a reconciliation to be done, because in the head office books, okay, we will have, listen, as in we will have two sets of books. One is the head office books and the other one is the branch books. In the head office books you will have branch account. Okay, we'll be creating that account, and the branch books will be having head office account. So we need to check that these both are equal. Okay, in head office books the branches account, and in the branches books the head office account, both should be tallied. Just like we say, I owe you, let's say, 10,000. So in my book, your account will be 10,000 liability. Similarly, in your books, I will be a debtor of 10,000. The amounts should match. Okay, just like that in the head office and branch books. Okay, the branch account and head office account should tally exactly. So we have a problem of reconciliation coming up when we deal with branch accounts, whereas no such problem we have it in departmental accounts. Okay, so the issue to be noted is the apportionment of expenses is happening only in departmental accounts. We don't have that in branch accounts. Whereas The second part that we discussed, which is the reconciliation part, that is there in our branches but not in our head office. Okay, I mean not in our departmental accounts. So this is the major difference which we will have to note with. Okay, these two are the major sort of differences. The other one is only a like a namesake point. Okay, that is the books maintenance part. It can be in the branch, it can be either at branch or head office. Whereas in the case of department, we don't have such an issue coming up because there is only one major location. All right, students. So, having understood this, please take this down. Okay, the major kind of differences between branch accounts and departmental accounts. Students, please take this down. Everybody, once you're done, please drop in a message. Sorry. Everybody, once you're done, please drop in a message. Everybody, once you're done, please drop in your messages. Okay. Make it fast, students. We just have 3 points to write. Good, good. Everybody, make it fast. All right, good. So now let's move on to the next topic, which is dependent branch. Earlier we saw the classification of dependent branch and independent branch. Like, so we'll see to this. Okay, fine. Dependent branch, the business policies and administration of a branch are wholly controlled by the head office. Okay, and its accounts are maintained in the by no maintained in the head office. Okay, maintained in the head office. So this is the point that we have to note. See, the major point is like the head office will be the major one who will exercise the control. Okay, they have entire control over the branch. Okay, that is one point. And the next point to be noted is that the books of the branch will also be maintained at the head office. It is only in the head office that we maintain the books of branch does not maintain the books in the head of in the branch in the respective branches. Instead, all the books are maintained in the head office only. Okay, so that is a major point with dependent branch. The head office exercise entire control over the branch, and the books are also maintained at the head office. All right, so this is the major two keywords that you will have to note when it comes to dependent branch. Okay, students, so kindly take this up also. And once you're done, please drop in a message. Everybody, make it fast. Good. Okay. All right, so we'll just move on to the rest, okay? Methods of charging goods to branches. When head office sends goods to branch, how are they transferring? There are three ways in which they can transfer the goods. Okay, three ways. One can be at cost, the other one can be at selling price, and then it can be at wholesale price. Okay, so these are the three ways in which cost, selling price, and wholesale price. So these are the three ways in which a head office can transfer goods to the branch. Okay, either at cost or at selling price or at wholesale price. So what do you mean by wholesale price? See, let's assume that the normal GP percentage is 25 percentage. So when it comes to wholesale price, they'll be transferring goods at a percentage which is less than the normal selling price. So if the normal is 25 percentage, then at wholesale price we'll be transferring the goods at, let's say, 20 percentage. Okay, so which is the point to notice, it is something which is less than the normal selling price. Clear on that, students? So there are three ways in which the head office can transfer goods to branch, either at cost or at selling price or at a wholesale price. The wholesale price is nothing but it is something which is less than the normal selling price. All right, students, so kindly take this up also, everyone. Once you're done, please let me know. Okay, give me a message. Everybody. Good, good. All right. I guess everybody has completed. Let's just move on to the next. Okay. So now what we are dealing with is like, okay, uh, we are at goods invoiced at cost. Okay. So in the case of dependent branch, okay, in the case of dependent branch, when goods are invoiced at cost to the respective branch, there are three ways in which we can do it. We can do the accounts. Okay, one is the debtors method. Then we have something called a stock and debtors method, and then we have something called this trading profit and loss account method. Okay, so three methods we can follow when goods are invoiced at cost. So now our focus point is dependent branch, and the next focus area is like the dependent branch. To the dependent branch, we are transferring goods at cost. If goods are transferred at cost, there are three we can transfer the goods, or rather three methods in which we can maintain the books. One is like debtors method, the other one is stock and debtors method, and finally we have trading profit and loss account method. So these are the three methods that we will be checking now. Okay, we'll have to have a grip of over these three methods, and then we'll proceed with. Okay, students. So just take this down. We'll discuss each and every method in depth in the upcoming slides. Okay. So for the time being, just take this up and give me a message. Okay, good. I just want everyone to complete it. Good, good, good going. We'll just move on to the problem part soon. We are almost near. Now that we just have to write what these methods mean, and after which we'll straight away move on to the problems. All right, so let's move on to the next, okay, which is the debtors method. What exactly or how do we do it when it is debtors method? Okay, so listen, it is suitable for small sized branch, and separate branch account is maintained for each branch. Okay, so listen, and the rest, you'll have no idea absolutely if you read through it now. We'll do a problem and then it becomes easier. So before that, let me just give a brief intro about this. In debtors method, what actually does we do is that, the branches account will be maintained in the head office. Okay, the branches account, it will be maintained in the head office. And the point to notice, we just maintain one single ledger. Okay, we are just maintaining one single ledger for the entire branch transactions. Okay, whatever matter we have, whether it be stock, cash, debtors, goods transferred from HU, whatever matter it be, we'll be just maintaining one single ledger when the method followed as debtors method. So we'll be doing it as, okay, in the books of, this is how we does it. We do it. Okay, in the books of head office, we create a branch account. Okay, in the branch account, just a key format ledger. That is it. So what we'll do is we'll write all the opening balances here. Okay, this is where we write the opening balances. And in the credit side, we write all the closing balances. Okay. Here we write the opening balance of, let's say, cash, debtors, stock, etc. Here, similarly, we write the closing balance of bank, cash, debtors, etc. Okay. And then about the goods which are transferred from HU to branch. Okay. Goods transferred from HU. We write it over here. And then in the credit side, we write the cash remittances. Okay, what are the different remittances to HO? We write that over here. And as a result of this, when we balance this, we get the net profit over this side. Okay, so this is how we do the problem. All right, so in the branch account, in the debit side, you write the debit balances. In the credit side, you write all the credit balance, the closing balances. And what about the goods sent from HO? You will be writing it in the debit side, just similar to your purchases. In the credit side, it is not sales that you write. Instead, it is the cash remittances to the respective head office that you write. I'll tell you the reason why. Uh, can anybody tell me, why is it cash remittances in the branch accounts credit side and not sales? Anybody? Any clue? Why is it not sales written? Because normally in the trading account, what we'll do, we usually write the sales in the credit side. But here I'm not writing the sales. Instead, I'm writing the remittances to HO. Whether it be cash or bank remittances, I don't mind. I'm writing the remittances to HO in the credit side. What might be the reason for that? Any way out? Any clue, students? Make some random guesses. No way out? Anybody? I'm just giving you 15 seconds, maybe. Okay. So, Shruti, you are somewhere near to the point. It's just like a transfer, no. It's Thomas, it's just a transfer, but then we are actually looking at finding out the profit of the branch, right? See, from head office the goods are received by the branch, and then the branch sells to the final customers also. Okay, that part is there. HO transfers goods to branch, and then from branch to customers, that is there. So we are actually looking at computing the profit of branch. We have to find the profit of branch. That is our intention. So this is like something similar to a profit and loss account, but the only difference is, instead of writing the like the credit sales, I'm writing the cash remittances to HU. It acts like an agent. Exactly. Yes, Madhura, that is right. Somewhat like an agency. My major source of business will be in Kerala. I might not be having too many connections in Tamil Nadu. So what I'll be doing, I'll be starting a branch in Tamil Nadu with the Tamil Nadu people in. Okay, so they'll be able to do it in a better fashion. That is the reason why we open branches in different locations. Okay. Any clue, students, of the question raised above? No problem. All right, no problem. We'll see it when we are dealing the question. Okay, when we are dealing the question, we'll get a better clarity of it. I'll tell you the exact reason why we are not doing it. Okay, why we are not writing the sales instead of the and writing the cash. Okay, so just for the time being, just have this in mind. When it comes to debtors method, it is suitable for small branches. Okay, and then the point to be noted is, for all the branches you will be maintaining separate ledgers. Okay, for all the branches you will be maintaining separate ledgers, as in one ledger for, or one account for one branch. If we have 5 branches, 5 accounts will be made. And then what we have to notice, inside the ledger, what we'll be doing. In the debit side, you write the opening balances. Credit side, you write the closing balances. Then the goods transferred from HO also you will be writing it in the debit side. In the credit side, you write the cash remittances to HO and not the sales. Okay. So this is the point that you have to take care. Students, kindly complete this. Okay. And after we doing the problem, the concepts will be thorough for you. Okay, so students, kindly take this up. Once you're done, please drop in a message as well. Everybody, once you're done, please drop in a message. Everybody, please drop in a message. Is it done, students? Just few points to be written. We'll go through all this. We'll revise through all these points after completion of our first question. Okay, we'll go and check, come and check each and every point. Not to worry at this time. Is it done? Make it fast. 1 minute. In 1 minute's time, complete this. Okay, good. Everybody, yes, make it fast. Okay, yes. I want response from everyone. Okay, so we'll just move on to the next. This is a gist of our debtors method. We'll also see a gist of stock and debtors method similarly. Okay, so here we go. Stock and debtors method, it is to exercise a detailed control over the working of a branch. See, I'll give you the example. In debtors method, all the ledgers we have clubbed together and we prepare one single account. Okay, all ledgers clubbed together and we just have one account. Whereas in the case of stock and debtors, what happens is we maintain different ledgers for different accounts. As in, for stock we will have one ledger, for debtors we'll have another ledger, for cash we'll have another ledger, and so on. Okay, so to exercise a detailed control over the functioning of the branch is why we have the stock and debtors method. All right, students. So we have branch stock account, branch P&L, branch debtors, branch expenses, goods sent to branch. This is just a gist of it. Okay, just few examples of the ledgers maintained. There can be even more. So this is just a what are the different accounts maintained under this stock and debtors method. Okay, so what you have to notice, inside the debtors method, all the ledgers we club it under one single ledger, whereas if it is stock and debtors method, we exercise a detailed control over the branch. For each and every one, we prepare separate ledger for stock, debtors, cash, expenses, fee handle, etc., etc. Okay, so that is the major difference between stock and debtors method. And students, whichever method we are following, whether we follow debtors method, whether we follow stock and debtors method, whether we follow trading fee handle method, whichever method we're following, we get the same answers. Okay, the answer will be exactly the same. It is just that the way in which we prepare the ledgers will be done everybody. Once you're done, please drop in a message. All this will be pretty clear once you start working out the problems. Once you're done, please drop in messages, students. Just very few sentences to write. Okay, and these points we'll definitely check through once we complete one problem. Okay, once you're done with one problem, definitely we'll come back and we'll see to each and every points written over here. Okay, good. I want everyone to complete it. Okay, all done. Make it fast, students. Yes, yes, you can do it. Okay, good, good. All right. I guess almost everybody has completed. Should I just call out the names? Alina. Okay. It's just when I start calling out your names that you guys come up. Anu, I guess, has already messaged. Devika has messaged. Donna, yes. Okay. George, Harshita, Joel messaged. Madhura messaged, I guess. Ria, all others. Yes. Good. Fine. Okay, so this is pretty much about it. And then the trading P&L. See, branch trading P&L, you don't actually have to take to worry. The normal trading P&L that we prepare, since the one that you've started, you've learned from your plus one, that is the only point here. For the branch, you will be maintaining it's on P&L. Okay, nothing more, nothing less. The branch you will be maintaining or rather you will be preparing the P&L. All right, just like the normal trading P&L, you will have opening stock, purchases, sales, closing stock, the GP, and then carried forward, you will get your net profit. That is the only point to be noted over here. So we call it the final accounts method. All right, students, so please take this down also, and we are going moving to the problem next. Everybody, yes, make it fast. Okay, good, good. Everybody, make it fast. Moving on to the question right after this. Okay, fine. Good students. Now we'll just move on to the problem part. Okay. The first one is of Anjali Private Limited. This is exactly the first question in your textbook. Okay. Students, please have that also. Have your textbook also handy. Okay. So let's just move on. Anjali Private Limited, Bombay. It have a branch at Nagpur. They send goods at cost to their branch at Nagpur. Okay, and see the goods are sent at cost. Okay. So, however, direct purchases are also made by the branch for which payments are made at head office. All right, there are certain direct purchases which are made by the branch. Okay, all the daily collections are transferred from branch to the head office. Okay. Prepare Nagpur branch trading profit and loss account and also prepare Nagpur branch account in the books of head office by debtors method. Okay. So here in the question we are following two methods. First one is the trading profit and loss account method and the second one is the debtors method. And you can appreciate the difference as in how the profit will be exactly the same whichever method we are following. All right. So two methods will be working it out. So listen, so this is the details given, like we have the opening figures given, the cash sales, credit sales, and direct purchases and things of that kind, everything is given. Okay, so with that, we are moving on to the answer part. So listen students, we have two answers to be done. Okay, we have two answers to be done. One is a trading p&l, all right, and the other one is your debtors method. All right, we have trading p&l and we have debtors method. So firstly we'll just draw the outline for both. Okay, we'll just have the outline part. This is the trading p&l part which you already are aware of. We have the opening stock, the goods transferred from HO, the direct purchases. On the other side you have the sales, you have the closing stock, and you take the difference, you get your GP. Okay, and then we have the GP brought down, and then what do? We'll have the different expenses, and finally you get your net profit, the normal trading P&L. All right students, so I just want you to take down the outline. Even this is not required, we'll see to it when we are doing the problem. That is also not required very much. Okay, so students, just take this down, and once you're done we'll move to the other answer outline, also the debtors method, after which we'll proceed with the working notes and how to solve this out. Okay students, so please take your scale pencil and draw the answer outline, like the particulars amount will be more than sufficient, so please take that down everybody. This is just the inner column. Okay, not necessary, you just you can even maintain it as a bigger particulars column. Even that would be more than sufficient, not necessary that you maintain a inner column. Okay, the particulars column just have need to be a bigger one, that is it. So students, please do this at the earliest and drop in a message. Okay, just the trading p&l, just the scale and pencil task. Please don't write the particulars, what is there in the particulars, not required. We'll sort it out later. Just draw the outline of it. Okay, good. All others also make it fast students, just the outline. See, our intention is to compute the profit of branch, nothing more, nothing less. Branch is getting certain goods from head office, they are purchasing certain goods and they're selling these goods to the customers. So, what exactly is the profit made by the branch is the question in front. Okay. All right, students. So now we'll take down the answer outline for the debtors method also. You don't have to take down the particulars part, not required at all, students. Just the answer outline will be more than sufficient. Okay. We just have four columns, particulars amount. That is it. Okay. Scale and pencil, just 4, 5, 6 lines. That is it. Particulars amount. That is it. And close the chapter. Okay. Make it fast, everybody. As the answer outline part, for the second method, for the debtors method. Okay. Once you're done, please drop in a message, students. Just 7 lines actually to be drawn. All done? Just 7 lines, students, more than enough. Not to write the particulars point, that is not required for the time being. Okay, fine. Now over to the working notes. The basic data will be the first working note. So what you have to note is that, see, almost all the figures in the question are given in the table, inside the table. So you don't have to take a replica of that. That is not required. Just these 4 points will be more than sufficient. The name of the company is Anju Private Limited. Head office is in Bombay. Branch is at Nagpur and goods assigned to branch at cost. Okay. Just these 4 points will be more than sufficient, which is our working note basic data. Everybody, please take this up also. And after this, we'll move on to the question. I mean, answering the question part. Please drop in a message once you're done. Okay, good. All right. So now listen, we are going to work out the problem. Okay, so I'll just take down the question, take the question, and we'll see to that. Okay. So listen, first we are going to work out the first method, which is a trading P&L. Listen here, students. Okay. So here we have, see, this is the opening stock. 2000 is the opening stock actually. No. Okay. All right. So here we go. See, this is the cash balance. Okay. This is the cash balance. 2000 is the cash, opening cash. And then we have the debtors. Listen, we are preparing the trading P&L. In trading P&L, this cash account does not have any role. Okay. Similarly, debtors doesn't have any role because all these are required in our balance sheet. All right. Stock, yes, this is required. This is the opening stock, and this is a stock out of direct purchase. Even that is also required. So both these together, you will get the total stock of it. Okay. Cash sales, yes, required. Credit sales, yes, required. Both these together, you will get the total sales to be written. Okay. Now we have the purchases. All right. So this should be written in the debit side, purchases. Return from customers. This you will have to reduce from our sales. Yes or no? Sales, we have cash sales, we have credit sales, and we have few returns from our customers. So that has to be reduced so that you get your net sales. Okay. Now goods sent to branch from HU. This is similar to purchase. See, listen. The branch, it has two sources from which it get goods. Okay, to sell it to the final customers. One is they get goods directly from head office, and then they make a direct purchase also. For the direct purchase, the payment is made by HO. Okay, that you don't actually have to worry. The payment is made by HO, but then there is some certain direct purchases which the branch does. Okay, so there are actually two sources from which the company or rather the branch get the goods. One is a direct purchase, and the other one is like from our head office. So both these together will make their purchases. Okay, so it will be the direct purchase and goods sent from to branch from its head office. Both that will make their purchase. You just have to write it separately to direct purchases in your trading account, to direct purchases to goods sent from HO. Okay. Need transfer from HO for petty cash. Let this be there. I'll explain. Okay. Let this be there. We have bad debts. Obviously, this is an expense in our P&L. Discount to customers is obviously an expense in P&L. The remittances is not required. Okay. Sorry. Okay. The remittances is actually not required. All right. This is not required. Now, remittances to HO, this is also not required. Why these are not required? Because these are cash transactions, right? These are cash transactions. Will the cash transactions affect your trading P&L? Obviously no. The cash transactions will not affect your trading P&L, so that is not required to be taken to our P&L. Okay. Now branch expenses directly paid. Obviously that is an expense which is incurred by the branch. Whoever makes the payment is irrespective. Who actually has incurred that expense, for whose expense is that is incurred on behalf of the branch. So obviously this amount of 30,000 is an expense, okay, for the which is required to be written in the trading P&L. And then we have stock. These two together will constitute the stock. Debtors and cash balance is actually not required when we are dealing with the trading P&L. All right. And petty cash expense. Listen, students, see, opening, you had a balance of 2,000 cash, and then during the year you received an amount of 4,000 of again from the head office. So during the year you have a total of 6,000 cash in your hand, the branch is having, and of which 4,000 is spent and the balance petty cash will be 2,000. Okay. So how much is exactly the expense of the head office? It is this 4,000 which is the expense of the head office. All right. So this 4,000 is required, not head office, sorry, the branch. So this 4,000 is also required to be written in your P&L as an expense. All right. So are you getting it? This 2,000 will be the closing cash. Okay. But then how much is the expense which is incurred by the branch? It is an amount of 4,000. Okay, students. So it is just your trading P&L. So the cash balance, we don't write it because that is a balance sheet item. We don't need it. Debtors, again, it is a balance sheet item, so we don't need it. The stock, both together, we'll have to sum up and you'll be writing it as opening stock. Cash sales, credit sales, less returns, you will have to write it in the credit side. Direct purchase and goods, both these will be our purchases. We'll have to write it as direct purchase, and then goods received from transferred from head office. Then cash transfer is not required because transfer, that is cash transactions, not required to be taken in your trading P&L. Then we have bad debts. It's obviously an expense which requires to be taken. Discount to customers is also an expense which you need to write. These are cash transactions which you don't want. Branch expenses again, which is even if it is paid by head office, whose expense is that? That is the branch expense. Okay, so you will have to write that in the branch P&L. Then we have the closing stock. Okay, so with that you get the final net profit of branch by solving it out in this method. Okay, students. So students, will you be able to do it yourself or do you want me to work it out? Everybody, please. I've given the entire transactions here. So, do you want me to work this out? Do you want the answer slide also? Or will you just give it a try yourself? What is it that you prefer? Everybody, please drop in a message. Everyone, make it fast. I want a response from everyone. Like, will you be able to give it a try? Everybody, yes? Okay, then go ahead. I'll just do one thing. Here you have the answer outline part, so you have the particulars also, so that you just have to take in the figures from the question and post it over here. That is the only requirement. Okay. So make it fast, students, and once you're done, give me the answer for net profit. Okay. Let's see if that is right or not. Okay. So just give it a try, students. Okay. There's nothing but your trading P&L. Debtors method, obviously, I'll have to work it out. But then this is just your trading P&L. Give it a try. Okay. Okay, 15,000. We'll check for it, Shruti. I just want everybody to complete it. Okay, let's see, let's see. Okay, three students have come up with an answer. I want an answer from everyone. Okay, okay, good. Let's see, let's see. Everybody, I want answers from everyone. George is yet to respond. Alina, Joel has come up with an answer. Bargain, did you already message? Harshita, Sandra, Lakshmi. Okay, almost the same. So now let's just check for the answers, like if it is right or not. Good job, students. You've all got the correct answer. Okay, 15,000 is the net profit when you're following the trading P&L. Okay, it is our normal trading P&L, nothing more, nothing less. So, students, is there any specific doubts that you have? Please raise it now. Any specific doubts to be clarified? Any doubts? Is this point clear? And like, do you have any doubts as in why this amount is not taken, why another amount is not taken? Any such doubts? Please do raise it. Anybody? Okay. Petty cash expense, it's obvious. See, why we take petty cash expense, it's also an expense of the branch, right? Of the 2000 opening balance, we received 4,000 and then we spent an amount of 4,000 as expense. It is clearly given in this question that 4,000 is an expense of the branch. So if this 4,000 is an expense, obviously we'll have to take it while computing the expense, I mean net profit, right? Is there any other point that you're trying to say, Harshita? Okay. All right. Anything else? Any other queries? Anybody? Any other queries? All right. So fine. Now let us move on to the next task of debtors method. So listen, students. So I'm just briefing it out and the question itself. Sorry. Okay. I'm just briefing it out in the question itself, like which all figures are to be taken and which all figures are not required to be taken. So listen, everyone. So as I said, see, if this is the debtors ledger, here you will be writing in the debit side, you will be writing all the opening stock. Okay. So here this has to be written in the debit side. Okay. The debtors opening balance, cash opening balance, and the stock opening balance. So these four opening figures are to be written in the debit side. Cash sales we don't take, credit sales also we don't take. Okay. Direct purchases, yes, obviously you will have to take direct purchase. It will also be written in the debit side. Return from customers, we don't take. I'll tell you the reason. I'll tell you the exact reason why we are not taking all that, okay? But for the time being, just understand that return from customers, we don't usually take that. Now, goods sent to branch from HO. It's a part, okay? The draft answer part. Listen, okay? So except these question mark figures, okay, except these question mark figures, all other figures are given to you in the question itself, all right? And you will have to compute the net profit, which will be a balancing figure. All right, students. So listen, everybody. Why am I not writing the sales? I'll tell you the reason. We have debtors here. Okay, we have the opening debtors. We will definitely have the closing debtors, and we'll have the remittances, or rather the cash collected from debtors. So when you consider the debtors ledger, here we have the opening, here we have the closing, here we have the cash collection from debtors, and normally it is over here that we write the sales. See what happens. Opening and the cash collected and the closing is given in the ledger itself. So as a difference of all the three, you know what exactly is being pulled out in this ledger? It is the sales part which is actually being pulled out in this ledger. Okay, we don't write the sales, but we write the opening, closing, and the cash collected from the debtors. So as a net result, you get the sales and all other different expenses debited or rather credited in the debtors ledger, like bad debts, returns to customers, discount allowed to customers, all those are routed through the debtors ledger itself. So we write the major three elements: the opening, the closing, and the cash collected. So then all other items will automatically be taken care of in the ledger. Okay, so effectively the sales and the other expenses are affected in this ledger by writing the opening, closing, and the cash collected from the debtors. Are you able to understand the point, students? Everybody, please respond it. Are you able to see? Instead of drawing the debtors ledger as such, we have incorporated the debtors ledger in this common branch account. Okay, so we write the opening debtors, we write the closing debtors, and we write the cash collected from the debtors. So as a net result, when you're netting of these three, what do you actually get? You get the sales, rather the credit sales, minus the different expenses like bad debts, discount allowed to debtors, returns to customers. You get the net amount pulled out directly into this ledger. Are you clear with that, students? Everybody, please drop in a message if this point is clear or not. Okay, so we don't actually have to write the sales as such. Instead, the net amount will be taken up. Everybody, please respond. Is the point clear? Minor response. Do you want? Okay. Obviously, we'll have to compute the closing debtors. Thomas, debtors closing balance, we will have to compute it. Okay. Okay, Devika, listen. See, you consider the debtors ledger. Okay, I'm just taking some random figures. I'm writing opening as 10,000. Okay. Let the credit sales be 30,000. The amount that you collected, all right, cash collected from them as 20,000. So you will have a balance of 20,000. Okay, so if this is the situation, okay, everybody just look into this example. This is the situation. Okay, you have opening, you have a credit sales of 30,000, and then you collected an amount of 20,000, so your balance will be 20,000. So my point here is, okay, my point here is, see, I'm not writing this credit sales. Okay, I'm not writing the credit sales. Okay, instead, I'm writing the opening debtors, the closing debtors, and the cash collected from that. So, as a result, okay, 20 plus 20, 40 minus 10, the 30,000 is the one which will be reflected in the ledger which we prepared now. I'm not writing this amount. Okay, I'm not writing this amount. Instead, I'm writing the opening, the closing, and the cash collected. So, as a net result, what is actually being reflected? It is the credit sales which is being reflected in the ledger. Are you getting the point, Devika? So, I'm not writing the credit sales. Instead of writing the credit sales, I write opening balance, closing balance, and the cash collected from debtors. Are you getting the point, everybody? Devika, is it clear? Okay, and other students, is the point clear? Okay, everybody, please drop in a message. Is the point clear as to why I'm not writing credit sales? Okay, Shruti, net effect of sales would be same side as expense. I did not understand that. The say, okay, you mean to say that the sales impact will be in the debit side, right? Not exactly. See, Shruti, when we balance it, okay, when we balance it, the amount is 30,000 in the debit side that you write. But just see where the balance is more. If we are considering the debtors ledger, we have 40,000 here and 10,000 here. So which side will outweigh? It will be the credit side, which will be more in its weight, right? 40,000 minus 10,000. It is only when we are balancing the ledger that we write it in the debit side. So actually, where is the more balance? It is in the credit side. Okay. So naturally, the amount of credit side is being hit in the credit side itself. Are you getting the point, Shruti? Okay, good. All right, everybody. Good, 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 Shruti. Everybody, you got the point? Okay, good. So That is exactly the reason why I am not writing, the credit sales. But instead of writing the credit sale, I write all other points. I write opening, I write closing, and I write the cash collected from that, from the debtors. Okay. So this is the point to be noted. So we have 2 points in picture. How much is the cash from debtors? It is not yet said in the question. We'll have to find out. And also how much is the closing debtors is also not given in the question. We'll have to compute that out. Okay. For which you will need working notes. We'll see to that. For the time being, just hold on. And then we need to know one more point. Here, the 4,000 petty cash expense. Listen, you have an opening balance of 2,000. You received an amount of 4,000. Okay, this is cash received during the year. And then you spend an amount of 4,000. Okay, this is the actual expenditure, so that you have a balance of 2,000 in hand. Are you getting it? We have an opening of 2,000, you received a 4,000 amount, you spend an amount of 4,000, so you have a balance of 2,000. Okay, so the closing cash that you have is 2,000. The closing petty cash amount you already got it as 2,000. The point to be noted is, in the ledger, okay, in the ledger that we draw in the branch account, it is exactly this amount. Okay, it is in this question, both the figures happen to be same. The amount that you received from your head office and the amount of expense happened to be same. That is why you are not able to understand, make out the exact difference. Okay, it is actually not this one that I've written in the branch account. Okay, it is not the actual expense that I'm writing. Instead, what I'm writing is the actual amount that you have received from the head office. Are you getting it, students? It is the actual amount that I received from the head office that I write it in the debit side. Okay, only then opening balance plus the receipt minus the closing net impact will be the actual expenses incurred during the year. Okay, it is in this question, both these figures, it happened to be same. Otherwise, what you will have to note is, the opening balance will be written, the closing balance will be written, and then you write the actual amount received from the head office and not the actual expense. Are you getting the point, students? See, for example, if it was 2,000 opening balance, 4,000 you received, and that you spent only 1,000. Okay, if this was the case, balance will be 5,000. So what all will you be writing? You will be writing 2,000 in debit side, 4,000 in the debit side again, and 5,000 in the credit side, so that effectively your expense of 1,000 gets grabbed. Okay, so the point that you have to note here is, this is not the actual expense. Okay, this is not the actual expense. Instead, this amount is the receipt from head office. Are you getting it, students? Are you able to follow this? Everybody? Everybody, please respond. Are you all able to follow the concepts? Okay. So listen. See, so we are back to this. The opening stock, this is there both in our trading account and debtors method. Debtors opening and closing is an addition. Okay, this is an addition. But then we are not writing both this and cash from debtors, cash from debtors in transit. These four items are in addition, but then in the other one, the trading P&L, we used to write it as credit sales and all other expenses. So here we are not writing the credit sales and other expenses. Then the interest cash, this is an addition. Here also it is an addition, and here also this is an addition. The other one, trading P&L, we straight away write the actual expense. Here, instead of writing the actual expense, you write the other different points like the opening cash, closing cash, and cash received. Then goods received, this is there in the other one also. This is there in the other one also. The actual expense is also there. Cash sales, I'll tell you the reason. This is actually a addition, because we actually write the actual remittances to head office is what we write here, not the sales. We totally eliminate cash sales and credit sales, and we write the actual remittances to HU. Okay, the closing stock is there in the other one also. So now students, so this is the change. Okay, debtors and petty cash is the major point of change when we compare it with the trading account. Now the impressed cash, we already computed the figure as 2000. I have shown that in the in previously. Now how much will be the collection from debtors? See students, it is given in this question that 1,65,000 and 5,000. So a total of 1,70,000 is the amount that they are remitting to head office. Okay, listen. So here we have the working for that. 1,70,000 is the total remittance. 1,65,000 the head office has already received. 5,000 is in transit. So 1,70,000 is the total remittance, of which 45,000 is in what is relating to the cash sales. So balance 1,25,000 will be the collection from debtors, of which 1,20,000 they have already received and balance 5,000 is in transit. Are you getting it, students? Everybody? So do one thing, so much of data loaded. For the timing, what I want you to do is please fill in these figures. Okay, the figures that are there in the question, please fill in those. The question mark figures, we have working notes for that. Okay, we'll take up that in the next slide. So kindly complete this, understand each and every concept. Please do it out yourself, and the next working notes we will see to it. Okay, once you're done, please drop in a message as well, students. Okay. Everybody, please only take down the figures that you can note from the question. Okay, the working notes, additional working notes, we'll see to that. Everybody, once you're done, please drop in a message. Okay, good. All right. Okay, good. How many more to complete this? All done? Okay, so we'll just move on to the rest. I guess everybody has done. Thomas, George, Joel, Harshita, Madhura, Anandu, are you done? Okay. Okay, good. So now let's move on to the working notes. Okay, so here we go. Listen. So first one is how much is the remittances from, or rather the cash collection from debtors. Listen, total remittances is 1,75,000, of which cash sales is 45, and balance 1,25,000 will be the amount that we would have collected from debtors, of which 5,000 is in transit and balance 1,20,000 we would have remitted it. Okay, so the question mark figure was 1,20,000. Now the closing debtors, for which you will have to draw the ledger as such. Either you can draw the ledger or a statement format. Both will be, both you can do it. See, if it is debtors ledger, the opening is straight away given. The credit sales is given to you as 1,30,000. Then the returns, discount, bad debts, and the collection. Okay, you will have to write so that all these figures are given straight. So once you do all these, you get closing balance of debtors. Okay, so that is what I've written in the statement. Also, you have the opening, if the credit sale given, and the returns, discount, bad debts, and collection is already given. So you take the balance, you get the closing debtors. Okay, and the petty cash balance I've already given to you. Okay, I've already said 2,000 plus 4,000 received. 6,000 is the balance that you have minus 4,000 expense. So 2,000 will be your closing cash. So students, once you're done with these three working notes, okay, this is the one for cash, which I have already discussed. So once you're done with all these three working notes, put in those figures to the table and compute the net profit. Everybody, make it fast. Okay, all these, once the major concept is clear, then these are like very simple. So kindly complete the working notes. Everybody, kindly complete the working notes. There is some time lag happening between the displays actually. Okay, I'm just waiting for the other one. Try it out yourself, all the students, because there is some time lag happening. Which sheet is or which screen is visible now, students? Like, could you please say the heading of this slide, which is visible to you? Is the answer or the working notes? Okay. Students, try computing the closing balance debtors. Closing balance of debtors. In the meantime, I'll get it for you. Okay, so here we go. Complete these working notes, and once you're done with the working notes, please post the required figures and the main answer and the final answer and come out with the answers of net profit. Everybody, make it fast. Okay, I'm just waiting for others also to come up with the answers. Once you're done, please drop in a message, everybody. Okay, good. All right. Thomas, George, Devika, Anu, Shruti, and I want everybody else, everybody others also to complete it. Anandu, good. Good, good, good. Joel, Bagan, Riya, Varun, Lakshmi, and Savraf. Donna, okay, good. Madhura, Sandra is also yet to respond. Alina, good. Savraf, message, okay, good. Okay. So I guess almost everybody has completed this app. Okay. So maybe we'll take a short break now. All right. So this is the final answer, and yes, 15,000 is the final net profit that you get. Okay. So maybe we can take a break of 10 to 15 minutes. Be back by 3:20, students. Okay, be back by 3:20. It is Jodha Akbar Private Limited. This is your second question in your textbook, second or third, I guess. Okay, in your textbook. All right, so we'll just move on to the next question. Here again, we'll be doing it in the same pattern, just that we'll be working out this question in stock and debtors method also. Okay, or rather, we'll be working out this method and all the three methods: trading P&L, stock and debtors, and debtors method. Okay, so we'll see how we can proceed with that. Listen, okay. So Jodha Akbar Private Limited invoiced goods to its Delhi branch at cost. Head office paid all the branch expenses from its bank account except petty cash deposits expenses which were met by branch. Okay, for petty cash expenses, they were met by the branch itself. Fine. All the cash collected by the branch was banked on the same day to the credit of the head office. So whatever amount that the branch received, the amount is transferred to head office then and there itself. Okay, that at the end of the day. Following a summary of transactions entered into at the branch for the year ended 31st December 2001. Okay, so these are the transactions that the company has entered into with the branch. All right, so we need to follow debtors method. Then the stock and debtors method, that is the reason why these many ledgers are given. We have to prepare it under the stock and debtors method, and also the branch trading profit and loss account. Okay, so these are the three methods in which we have to do it: debtors method, branch stock, what the trading p&l, and the stock and debtors method. Okay, so we have these three methods to work this out. Okay, problem. So before we start, students, as always, firstly we'll be having the answer outline. Okay, before you write, we'll have the answer outline and the working note basic data done. Almost all the figures given in the table itself, so we just have to write the basic things like the name of the company and the number of branches, or maybe where the branch is located, and how are the goods transferred. It is clearly said in the question that the goods are transferred at cost. Okay, so these are the only points that we have to note. So students, first we'll be working it out under trading p&l, then under debtors method, and then under stock and debtors method, because the first two methods you are already aware of. It is only stock and debtors method that you are not very much sure of. Okay, which we'll be saying it at last. All right, so here we go, students, with the answer outline of the trading P&L. Please don't take down the particulars part. Just the scale and pencil task will be more than sufficient. Particulars amount. The two amount columns are only to represent the inner columns. Okay, so that is actually not required. You can just have one particulars column, which has to be a bit lengthier, okay, a bit longer, and then one amount column will be more than sufficient. So students, kindly take this up for the branch trading P&L. Everybody, the branch trading profit and loss account, the format of it. Everybody, once you're done, please drop in a message. Okay, everybody, do it. Just the scale and pencil task. I don't want you to write the particulars. Please draw the columns only. Okay, everybody done? Okay, so the next one will be under debtors method. Debtors method, please draw the columns, more than sufficient. Now, you're not required to write the content. Okay, just draw the table part. Everybody, once you're done, please drop in messages. Okay, good. I want everyone to respond. Okay, good. All right. Now listen, the next is stock and debtors method. Let's see in the question which are the accounts that they have asked to prepare. One is branch stock account. Then we have branch P&L. Then we have branch debtors. We have branch expenses. Okay, so we have four accounts to prepare: branch stock, branch debtors, branch P&L, and branch expenses. Okay, so just four ledgers outline will be more than sufficient, students. So here you go. The particulars part is not required. Just give the heading stock and debtors method. Write the heading as branch stock account, particulars amount. Four columns, more than sufficient. Okay, not you are not required to write the table content. Similarly, branch stock accounts, then you will have branch debtors account. Okay, the same format will be done. Then branch expense account and also branch P&L account. Okay, so students kindly take down these four ledger accounts, and once you're done, please drop in a message. I just want the outline of it. Okay, just the table content. Everybody, make it fast. Please drop in a message also once you're done. Everybody, complete this. Good. All others, I want a response from everyone. Okay, fine. So now let's just see the basic data. Okay, we just have the working notes of it. All right, these 3 points will be more than sufficient. The working notes basic data. Working note 1 will be the name of the company, branch office at Delhi, and the goods are invoiced at cost. Okay, just 3 points for you to write it under the basic data, more than sufficient. So students, please take this down also, the basic data. Once you're done, please drop in a message. All right, all done? Good. Everybody, please dropping in messages. Okay, just 3 points to note. Fine. Now over to the answer part. Okay. So let's just see how we can do it. Listen. Here itself we'll just the question, we will just sort it out. All right. So listen, students. First is the trading P&L part, right? Okay. So listen. In the trading P&L, how we will sort this out. Okay. So this stock we needed because this is the opening stock. This is not required. Debtors and petty cash not required. Goods sent, yes, 26,000 is required. This is required. Goods returned to head office. You received 26,000, but then you have returned 1,000. Okay, so 26,000 minus 1,000. You just have to write 25,000 in the outer column. All right. Is it point clear? Okay, 26,000. Then you write 1,000 inside, and outer column you write it as 25,000 as goods received from head office. Cash sales, yes, you will be writing it in the credit side. Credit sales also you will be writing it in the credit side. Allowances to customers, yes, this is a P&L item, it is an expense. Okay, this discount is also a P&L item as an expense. Bad debts is also a P&L item expense. Goods returned to customers, you will have to reduce it from the net sales. Cash sales plus credit sales minus returns, you get the effective sales. Salaries, yes, in your P&L. Rent, yes, in your P&L. Sundry expenses, yes, in your P&L. Cash received from debtors is not actually required when you are preparing the trading profit and loss account, because that is a debtors movement which is not required. We are straight away taking the sales. Okay, and stock closing balance is required in your trading account. Both these are not required. So students, with the data set, will you be able to work it out? Everybody, will you be able to do it? Keep on messaging. Like, will you be able to give it a try? Everybody, all confident enough? Okay. So yes, let's move ahead. Go here. You have the format. I have not put in the figures here. You can just put in the figures and compute the final answer. Just give it a try, everybody. You can pass. Just come on out over the answers of net profit. Maybe even the outline is not required. From this, you will be able to make out. Just give it a try. Once you get the answers, drop in a message to everybody. We will see. Let everybody come out with answers. Okay, good. Good to see everybody coming up with answers. I just want everyone to complete it. Okay, so let's just check for the answers. Majority have actually come out over the answer. All right, 9,400 is the net profit. Okay, so students, good. This is how we will be calculating payable. All right, now the next task is like to prepare the it under debtors method. Okay, which again we have seen. It is only the stock and debtors method that you have not seen. Anyways, I'll just explain this. Listen, everybody, just listen to this. Okay, so under the stock and debtors method, this will be there in the opening debit side. Debtors balance also you will have to grave it in the debit side. Petty cash, yes, again you will have to write it in the debit side. This is also required, but from 26,000 you reduce 1,000 and only the net amount of 25,000 you will be writing. Okay, 26,000 minus 1,000. 25,000 net you will be writing in the outer column in the debit side. Okay, cash sales and credit sales you will not write. It is actually the remittances to HU that you will be writing. Okay, so that both points are not required. Allowances to customers, discount to customers, and bad debts are also ruled out because you write debtors opening, debtors closing, and the amount that is collected from debtors. So effectively, the other cash sales, credit sales, discount, allowances, bad debts, all are not required. Okay. Even goods returned by customers are not required because that is also routed through your debtors ledger. Okay, salaries and wages, yes. Rent rates required, expenses required, cash received from debtors. Okay, so this amount is actually required. All right, and the balance of these three is also required. And students, listen, uh okay, listen, the cash sales here, the cash received from debtors is what is given. Okay, not the actual remittance to HO. So it is said in the question, whatever amount you have collected, you remitted to HO. So from debtors you collected 28,500, you remitted to HO, and the cash sales you collected and you remitted to HO. So both these will be required. Okay, not because it is cash sales, but then this is internal final remittance to HO. That is the reason why we have to take this. Okay, this amount of sales which is collected is in turn remitted to head office. All right, so you will have to consider this amount of 17,500 also. So students, with this information I guess you will be able to do it. Okay, just give it a try, students. Once you're done, please let me know the net profit. Okay, everybody, just that we are not considering the credit sales and the expenses related to the debtors ledger. All other points we've taken care of. Just give it a try, everybody. Are you guys able to do it? Okay, Shruti. All right. I want a response from everybody. Good, everyone. I just want everybody to complete it. See, the stock and debtors method is even easier. Okay. Once these two methods you get a grip of it, then the other two methods consider the other method of stock and debtors, consider it done. Okay. Everybody, now I guess it's time to call out your names. The moment I say, okay, listen, Joel is yet to respond, I guess. Madhuram, George, uh, all others done. Alina, Anandu, okay. All right. Fine. So fair enough. So anyways, the answer is exactly the same of 9,400. But then just to check if the entries that you have made is right or not, I'll just show the figures over here. 9,400. See the opening stock, the debtors and petty cash. We also write the closing balances. Then the goods sent 26,000 and 1,000 written the other side. You can even do it the other way, 26,000 minus 1,000, 25,000. Salaries, rent, and sundry expenses written, cash sales, and cash received from debtors. All right, and with that, the debtors method is also done with. Okay, now that we are left with stock and debtors method. Listen, students, stock and debtors method, it is even simpler. So what you have got to do is that whatever the stock account, the trading account, you will have to do it. Stock account is nothing but your trading account. Okay, the next method, stock account is nothing but your trading account. Debtors ledger, don't you guys know to prepare the debtors ledger? Yes or no? We just have to put in the opening, closing, and things. Branch expense account, what you will be doing is you will be writing down all the expenses in the debit side. Okay, and the balance you take it to your P&L. And the branch P&L, from the gross profit that you get while preparing stock account, from the stock account you get the gross profit. From the gross profit you reduce all the expenses so that you get your net profit. Okay, so this is the only task. Listen, so we'll just take the question and discuss it again. So here we go. The question. Okay, so here we have the question. Listen, we'll just see to which all accounts are everything being taken. Okay, let's see. All right, so listen here. This is it. Stock, you will be writing it in the stock account. Debtors, you will be writing it in debtors ledger. Petty cash, petty cash is not required because it is not asked to prepare the cash account in this question. Okay, you're in this question, you're not asked to prepare the cash account, so this is not required. Goods sent from HO, yes, this is a part of stock account. Goods returned is also a part of stock account. Cash sales is also a part of stock account. Credit sale is also a part of stock account. Just students, in the trading P&L, the first method that you did, it is an exact replica of your trading account. Okay, the exact replica of your trading account will be your branch stock account here. Okay, now allowances to customers, this should be there in your debtors ledger. Okay, discount to customers in your debtors ledger. Credit sales is also required in your debtors ledger. Okay, bad debts in your debtors ledger. Goods returned in your debtors ledger. Okay, this is also required in your stock account. Salaries and wages, this is in your expense account. Here it is in your expense account. This is also required in your expense. Here also it is required to be in your expense. Sundry expenses is also required in your expense. This is not. This is there in your debtors ledger. Stock in your stock account. Debtors in your debtors ledger. Okay, and this is not required. The petty cash is not required. But the point of note is like, listen, you have an opening balance of 200 petty cash. Okay, and you have a closing of 100 in your petty cash. From 200, it was 100, which means an amount of 100 was your expense for the current year. Okay, from 200 expense, you've come to 100, the closing balance of cash, thereby meaning you have actually expended an amount of 100 during the current year. I guess this amount of 100 you will definitely have to take it in your trading P&L in the initial first method. I guess you would have taken this. So similarly, this amount of 100 you will need it in your expense ledger also. Okay, in the expense ledger, what you will be writing is just list down all the expenses in the debit side, and that expense you will be taking it to your P&L. That is the only strategy required. Okay, so listen students, so stock account you can do, it is nothing but your trading account that you've done. Debtors ledger you can do, you have all the figures. Expenses, see all these expenses that I have mentioned over here, we have allowances, you have discounts, you have bad debts, you have salaries, you have rent and rates, you have sundry expenses, you also have petty cash expenses. Okay, these 7 expenses to be written in the debit side, and then in the credit side you will write it as by net profit, or rather by P&L. Okay, and then in the branch trading profit and sorry, and finally you will have to prepare the branch profit and loss account. So it will be like this in the branch P&L. Here you will write by GP, here you will write to expense, and then the net balance will be your net profit. Okay, so in your branch P&L you will have your gross profit, you will have all the expenses from your expenses account, and then the difference you will get what exactly is your net profit. Okay students, so this is the only task remaining. 4 ledgers, simple task. Will you be able to do it students, or do you want me to show the ledgers as well? Will you be able to do it, students? Please respond. Okay, will you give it a try? Okay, just give it a try then, students. Because it is way too simple. Way too simple. Stock, nothing but we have already done. Expenses, just the total, which is nothing but in your P&L part the total expenses. Exact replica of it. Debtors ledger you will have to prepare. You have prepared n number of debtors ledger in your single entry. N number of debtors ledger. Okay, so you can very well do that. Then the branch P&L. Okay, the branch P&L, if required I can do that. If this is not clear, I can do that. Okay, for you. So okay students, just try doing that, everybody. Make it fast and just give it a try. So, see, in the stock and debtors method, we are actually exercising a detailed control over the branch. Okay, so we are preparing the debtors ledger, the expense ledger, the stock ledger, so that each ledger we are going one to one item. Okay, so that is the reason why we say that we are exercising a detailed control over the branch when we are following the stock and debtors method. Okay. Everybody, try doing this just to post the figures from the question. I've already marked where it should be written. Everybody, keep on responding once you're done. Okay, good. I hope Anu you got the same profit as before. Yes, Anu? Okay, good. The debtors ledger it will automatically tally. because all the figures are given. The opening, closing, the credit sales, the different expenses, everything is given. So the debtors ledger will be automatically tallied. Okay, good. Okay, fine, Anadu. Okay, there you go, Joel. Good. Okay, good, George. Okay, Saurav, Ria, good. Madhura, Alina, all right. Okay. So now you got the difference between the three methods, right? So now we'll just go back to the theory part that we had. So, okay, just before we saw the theory part, and we said after working out the question, we'll read that again. Now let's just read through that and see if you can actually appreciate what exactly the methods mean. All right. So here we have the debtors method. So listen, the opening balance of stock, debtors, and petty cash are debited. We did that. The cost of goods sent to branch as well as the expenses of the branch paid by the head office are also debited. Okay, goods sent by head office and also the expenses met by head office on behalf of branch. We debited it. Amounts remitted by the branch and the cost of goods returned by the branch are credited. How much is the amount that we have actually remitted to the head office? And how much of the goods did we return it to the head office? We credited that. Now the closing stock of debtors balance, petty cash, they are all written in the credit side. We wrote all the closing balances in the credit side. Then the branch account will reveal profit or loss. Debit balance will be the loss, and vice versa. Credit balance will be a profit. Yes or no, students? Isn't exactly this way in which we did both the questions of debtors method? Yes or no? It was exactly the same. Okay. And in the stock and debtors method, we prepared branch stock account to ascertain the shortage or surplus or nothing but the gross profit or gross loss. The branch P&L to compute the net P&L. Debtors to determine the closing balance. But in this question that we did, the closing balance was already given. So we didn't have to do anything, any additional adjustments over that. Branch expenses to ascertain what exactly is the total expense. We did that also. Goods sent to branch, it was also not asked in the question, so we did not do. If at all it was asked, listen, it will be like this: goods sent to branch. Okay, so here it will be by goods sent, it will be 26,000, and sorry, it is 2, and here by returns it will be 1,000. So effectively the goods transferred will be 25,000. Okay, so this is how we will prepare it. Don't worry, we'll see to it another question. All right. So I guess all these debtors methods, token debtors method, trading P&L, that portion is clear with. Students, please drop in a message like if the points are clear or not. The all the things that we learned, is it fair enough, everybody? All right, good. Everybody, is it clear? Okay. All right, good, fine. Okay, because this is an important chapter as well. Okay, fine. No doubts, I guess. So now over to the next method. Okay, we saw that from the head office to the branch, the good can be sent either at cost, selling price, or a wholesale price. Okay, so when goods are sent at cost, okay, when the goods are transferred at cost, we learned three methods. Similarly, when goods are transferred at selling price, which means there will be profit involved, okay? Even then, you will have three methods. One is debtors, the other one is stock and debtors, and then we have trading profit and loss account method. So there are three methods, three other methods when it comes to when goods are transferred at selling price. So students, kindly take this up, okay? Everybody, please take this down also. Once you're done, we'll move on to the next question. Everybody, please take this up. Once you're done, please drop in a message as well. Okay, good. All right. So we have these three methods again when goods are transferred at a selling price. All right. So now over to the next question of Padmavat Private Limited. This is also a question from your textbook. Okay, the immediate question after the earlier one. All right. So listen, we'll see how much we can cover for the day. I'm not sure if we'll be able to cover the entire question. Let's see how much we can proceed with. All right. So listen, Padmavat Private Limited of Chennai has a branch in New Delhi to which goods are sent at 20% above cost. Okay. So it will be like a cost plus 20%. Now, the branch makes both cash and credit sales. Okay, both cash and credit sales are there. Branch expenses are met partly from head office and partly by branch. So the expenses are met both by head office and branch. All right. The statement of expenses incurred by the branch every month is sent to head office for recording. So every month the statement is given to the head office for recording. And we also have the following further details given. Now listen. So these many details given. Okay, so cost of goods sent to branch at cost, we have that 2 lakh. Goods received by branch is 2 lakh 20,000, which means 2 lakh is the cost of goods the HO has sent to branch, of which 2 lakh 20,000 is the invoice value of goods which the branch has received. Okay, so listen students, there is a point here. You see to this, 2 lakh is the cost of goods transferred by HO to branch. All right. So to this 2 lakh, if we add 20%, which is the normal profit involved, which is 40,000. Okay, so the invoice value of the actual goods is 2,40,000. Okay, 2 lakh is the cost. To that we add 20% profit, thereby meaning 2,40,000 is the actual cost or actual invoice price of goods that the branch should have received. But it has received only 2,20,000, thereby meaning we have an amount of 20,000 in transit. Are you getting it? 2 lakh is the transfer of, or rather the cost of goods transferred. The actual invoice value would have been 2 lakh 40,000, but then the branch has received only 2 lakh 20,000, thereby meaning 20,000 invoice value of goods is still in transit. Okay. So now listen. The credit sales is given, the cash sales is given all at invoice price. How much is the cash remitted to HO is given, the expenses paid by HO, bad debts written off, and the different balances, the stock, debtors, and cash in hand, opening and closing balances are given to you. Okay. Now we have to prepare the necessary ledger accounts in the books of head office and determine the profit. Listen, here it is said we have to prepare necessary ledger accounts, meaning we are following stock and debtors method. Okay, it is only in stock and debtors method that we have different ledgers to prepare. Okay, so here we are following the stock and debtors method. All right, and we have to prepare the profit and loss. The question does not specify which are the methods we have to follow. Which are the ledgers that we have to prepare? As in, we have to prepare stock, debtors, expense, cash, etc., etc. It is not specified. So, what all things that we feel is required? We'll have to prepare stock, debtors, cash, expenses. There is something called as branch adjustment account. Okay, something called as branch adjustment account. What exactly do we mean by adjustment account is to reverse the stock reserve amount. Okay, see, in this opening or closing stock, we have the amount of reserve in it. Okay, so in order to eliminate the reserve from the stock, you will have to prepare another account called as the branch adjustment account. Okay, so that is the only additional step we will have to consider when we are dealing or when we are transferring goods at invoice price. Okay, students, so this is the extra point that you have to note. Okay, so under the stock and debtors method, if you're following and the goods are transferred at selling price, another extra ledger you will have to prepare is nothing but your branch adjustment account. Fine, we'll see to that when we are solving it out. Okay, so students, this is the working note of it. All right, before that, I just want you to take down the formats of it. Okay, so students, please draw the outline of branch stock account. I'll just give you. Okay, I just want you to draw the outlines of branch stock account, branch expense account, branch cash account, branch debtors account, branch P&L, branch adjustment account. Okay, and goods sent to branch. Okay, so we have a total of 7 ledgers to draw. So kindly students, please draw the outlines of it. Okay, just the outlines will do. Once you're done with the outlines, please drop in a message, everybody. We'll have to do this problem together because this involves a profit element. So everybody, please take this up. Once you're done, please drop in a message. Okay, good. Want everybody to complete it? Good. All right, I am just waiting for everybody to come up with a done message. All right, okay. So I guess everybody has given me a message. So after that, just take this down, the working note one, which is our basic data. This is only working note required. So kindly take this up, which is the name of the company, the branch location, and how are the goods sent. All other data is actually given in the table format, so you don't have to take a print of that. Just these 3 points will be more than sufficient. Okay. So students, please take this down, and once you're done, please drop in a message as well. Okay, good. All right, everybody, do it. Okay. Okay. So now let's move on to one point. Okay. We'll just try completing branch stock account. All right. So listen, branch stock account. The opening balance, the in the question, what is given as the cost of it. Okay. So to the cost, you add profit amount of 20%, and you get the branch stock. Okay. So the point that you have to note here is all the goods will be shown at the invoice price only. Okay, I repeat, all the goods will be shown at the invoice price only. Okay. So the opening balance is given. Goods sent to branch is actually 2,40,000. Though the question says they have received only 2,20,000, there is an amount of bridging of 20,000 which is stock in transit. As I said, 2 lakh, to that we add 20% profit. So the actual cost of good, or rather the invoice value of goods sent is 2,40,000, of which we have received only 2,20,000, meaning 20,000 is goods in transit. Okay, so 20,000 is actually goods in transit. Fine. So the actual goods received will be 2,40,000, and 20,000 you will have to show it as in transit. Okay. The branch adjustment, let it be there. We will see to this. Branch debtors is nothing but our credit sales. Okay. And this is our cash sales, which is straight away given in the question. Credit sales and cash sales. All right. And then the stock is the one which said as in transit. Okay. And this is amount of 28,000 as the invoice value of closing stock. Okay. Invoice value of closing stock. So students, this amount of 2,000, what is that exactly? You have to understand that, the goods are sent to branch at 20% above cost. And if the branch could sell it at above the 20 percentage, that amount will be reflected in the stock account as profit or loss. Are you able to follow? Say, for example, we have head office, we have branch, and we have final customers. Okay. So for the HO, let's say the cost is 10,000. They're adding a profit of 5,000, and they are giving it to branch at 15,000. So for branch the cost is 15,000. All right. and they are selling it to the final customers at an amount of sale to final customers. Let us make it as 17,000. Okay. Then this amount of 2,000. Okay, this amount of 2,000 is the extra profit above the normal selling price. And that profit will be reflecting over here as branch adjustment account. Are you getting the point, students? The extra profit that we get over and above the normal selling price is the one that we reflect over here. Okay, so we have the opening stock, which will be writing in the invoice value, the goods received from HU again in the invoice value, the closing stock again in the invoice value, the sales, the actual sale amount, and the net difference will be the profit or loss that we get, which is above the normal or below the normal selling price. Is the point clear? If it is above the normal selling price, it will be an excess shown. If it is below the normal selling price, it will be a shortage shown. Is the point clear, students? Please drop in a message like if the branch stock account point is clear or not. Okay, please drop in a message, everybody. Is that point clear? Everyone, I want a message from everyone. Okay, once more, fine. See, listen. The point is, listen, everybody. Here we have head office, we have branch over here, and then we have the final customers. Okay. So for head office, the cost is 10,000. They are selling the goods to branch at 15,000. They are adding a profit of 15,000. So for branch, the cost is 15,000. And they are finally selling it to final customers at 17,000. Okay. So when you're taking the company as whole, okay, for the company as such, 7,000 is the actual profit. 5,000 realized over here and 2,000 realized over here. From the branch perspective, okay, from the branch perspective, it is actually 2,000, which is the profit. The excess profit that they make over the normal selling price. Okay, over the normal selling price, what is the excess profit made? And it is that profit which will be reflected over here. The reason being, the opening stock is at invoice price, or rather the profit involved price. The cost of goods sent is also at invoice price. The closing stock is also at the invoice price. And we write the actual sales in the credit side. So as a result, if the amount is more than the normal selling price, the actual sales is more than the normal selling price, then the excess profit we will be showing it as a profit over the debit side. And if it is a loss, that is if the goods are sold below the normal selling price, it will be written in the credit side. Is the point clear, Thomas? I guess Thomas raised the query. Is it clear? Do you have any specific doubts, Thomas? All right. So students, kindly take this up. And regarding the transit, it is nothing but, see, 2 lakh is the initial cost of goods sent. So the actual invoice price of goods sent will be 2,40,000. But then the branch has received only 2,20,000, thereby meaning 20,000 will be in transit. Okay, goods in transit. All right, the closing goods in transit. Okay, students, so kindly take this up, everybody. Please take this down, and once you're done, please drop in a message as well. Everybody, please take this down. Once you're done, please drop in a message, the brown stock account. Okay, good. I'm just waiting for everybody to complete it. Good. Okay, fine. I guess majority has completed. Good. All right. So with this, we'll close for the day because we'll not get sufficient time to complete the rest. Okay, so we'll be taking it up in the next class. I guess we don't have too many classes in this month now. So anyway, students, kindly study this, prepare for this. Okay. Please work out all the questions. Maybe we have done few questions only. So kindly work out each and every question so that we'll see to the rest in the next class. Is every point clear, students? Any doubts to be raised? Any doubts that you have? Any points to clarify? All done? All clear? Okay, no doubts, right? All right, good. All right, so we'll see in the next class. All right, so take care. Goodbye, students. Thank you.